Hello guys, it's me Matilda. I'm gonna be talking about this book. This is London by Shakes, a children's classic. This is about London. I don't know this book, but I'm gonna read it for you. This is London. Well, this is London, but don't worry, it is hidden in the fog like this for only for few times a year in winter. Most of the time it looks like this. London is the capital of United Kingdom and the chief city British Commonwealth of nations. It is the largest city in the world. Busy imperiums for trade and traders. I was described by the Roman historians Tacitus 9,100 years ago. There are 10,000 streets in London. When in doubt about how to get to one of them, ask the policeman. This belongs to the Metropolitan Police. This one is from the city. The city is the heart of London. The city begins right at the Temple Bar Memorial. The city of London, the London of the Roman times, is the center, around which is the great capital city has grown. In the heart of the city is the Bank of England, the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street. It is the most important bank in the country. This building is on the right. On the right is the Royal Exchange. The city of London has only 6,000 inhabitants, but hundreds of thousands work here during the day. Here are they arriving on Monday. Here are they at home on Sunday. This is St. Paul's Cathedral, built in 1675 to 1710 by Christopher Wren. Inside you can find tombs of Lord Nation and the Duke of Wellington, as other great men of England great past. Christopher Wren too was buried here. On his tomb read inscription, "If you seek my monument, look around." One of the smallest and one of the oldest churches in London is St. Ethelburgle. This is the monument designed by Reth to commemorate the Great Fire of London in 1666, which has destroyed most of the old city. Near is the Billingsgate Fish Market. Look at the hat made of leather and wood to carry the heaviest fish. Fleet Street looks like from that top of the bus is here that newspapers are made. This is the one from 6,000 buses in London. These are green countrysides all around London. You can get through onto a green coach. You may have to join a bus queue. Queering is a Londoner and kind of sport entertaining. A queue is for some way to make a living or queue of its own. This is Peterlee Circus at night. The famous Drury Lane Theatre is said to be haunted. Near is the Actors church called St. Paul's, like the cathedral around. If you find a Tovent market, garden market. Taxi, taxi. This is where since 1765 the best bowler hats have been made. L means that the driver is learning to drive. St. James Palace was built by Henry
Henry the
VIII, used to be the London residence of England kings and queens. Today, the Queen lives in the Buckingham Palace.
The king. Yeah.
Outside the palace, you see bear skins under the skins of the guardians. To recognize their resistance, look at their plums. The Coldstream, the Girland, the Irish Guard, the Welsh Guards. The Scots have no plum at all. You will find there are many guards in London. This is the entrance of Whitehall to Horse Guards Parade. The guards are the lifeguards. The Trafalgar Square, you see Nelson's Column, the National Gallery, peanut vendors, pigeons and people. Westminster Abbey has watched the coronation of England's rulers from William Coroner in 1066 to Elizabeth II in 1953. Many of Britain's most famous men are buried there. The Houses of Parliament standing on the site of the Royal Palace, Westminster Building, contains 11 courtyards, 100 staircases, 1,000 rooms, and 2 miles of passages. On the left is the Victoria Tower. When the Houses of Commons is sitting, Uncle Jack files from its top today. By night, a light shone in the clock tower. The hours are struck by the famous bell Big Ben, and the minutes are shown by hands 14 feet long. This is one of the piers of the Thames from which you can take a boat down from the river. Tower Bridge is the last bridge before you see to get the sea, 50 miles away. Here is London's docks begins. Thousands of ships leave the port of London each year for harbours over the world. This is His Majesty's Royal Fortress and Palace. From the Tower of London is kept. The White Tower was built by William the Coroner in 1078. The Tower of London was used to fortress, a royal place, and a prison within. Its walls was blood to many Leicester's prisoners was shed. Lambeth Palace has seen the London residence of the archbishops of Canterbury for more than 7 centuries. Here's another official residential, 10 Downing Street, where British Prime Minister lives. At school, children love to visit the tower. Here for centuries has been the beach feeder or Guillemot wonders of the tower and the ravens. The address of the ship is Victoria's Emblingbank, London. It is the HMS, discovered by the famous polar research ship of Captain Scott. 5 miles down the river, Meidron Zero passes through Greenwich. The Greenwich Meidron measures the Earth's longitude and the world's time. Speaking of time, London's tea time is about 4, but there's always time for a cup of tea. And loans, perhaps. Milk may be brought to the door by the milkman. When tea time descends to London, it descends also on the parks. Here you can sit on the grass, see the statue of Peter Pan in
Kensington Gardens.
Kensington Gardens. Meet a nanny pushing a pram, or listen to the speakers in the Hyde Park. And since we have been above ground for a long time, let's take us at the underground. The train. Some 3 million passengers are carried daily in underground trains. Don't forget, keep your ticket. You must surrender at the exit. In the middle of Grosvenor Square, it's the Roosevelt Memorial. The square is a little American. It is a little American in London. Amongst the remain of old London and this famous old shop, and these Elizabeth houses in Holborn. Holborn. The best way to see London is from the top of the bus, and this is the way to see the zoo. If you're a cricket fan, you may go to the Lords. London is fully of interest. On Saturday morning, you can go to Peacock Lane, open air market. Charles II found Chelsea's Hospital, another famous building by Christopher Wentworth, and home for Britain's old soldiers. Here are one of them, Chelsea Pensier. In Chelsea in May, there's a famous flower show. If you like to climb among the branches of the tree, try Battersea Park. If you like flowers, try lavender, a traditional English scent. If you like music, try the Royal Albert Hall. If you look at London museums, here is a Puffy Bing, the oldest steam machine engine in the world, date 1813. And this is the exact copy of the aeroplane in which Wright brothers made the first flight in 1903. Both are found in the Science Museum. In the Great British Museum, you will see Egyptian mummies 4,000 years old. These are many Mr. Smiths in London. One of them sells books and has many shops and bookstores, like this one at Waterloo Station. These are many department stores, the biggest in Frailfield fridges. Neither the West African visitor nor the Scottish buying the trousers. In the big, busy capital, there are tiny, quiet streets called mews. Once the houses used to be stables. Children are not allowed to go inside a pub, but peek in and what on grown ups are playing darts. This pub, cherished cheese, is one of the oldest. In the Central Criminal Court, there is called the Old Bailey. In the corridors, you meet people wearing wigs. They're called basriters and the judges. From the Old Bailey, we go to New Scottish Yard. The people of Detectives Catch go the other way. The street cleaner. At the end of things comes the broom. At the end of your picture of London, there should become to mission that a faithful friend, that for that faithful friend, your umbrella, because this is London.